Since being a citizen of Lexington, have you heard anything about the old Fayette County Courthouse?
No, I have not.
No, I've not heard anything about the old Fayette County Courthouse.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't heard anything about the courthouse.
Okay, given that being said, I'm going to give you some background history about the said courthouse. The Fayette County Courthouse was built in 1783 on Chesapeake Street. It started out as a schoolhouse. However, over the years, its functions changed and it became a courthouse. As a courthouse, we look forward to stand for justice, fairness, and equality. However, different unjust events over the years have occurred at the said place. One of those said events was the hanging of William Baker outside the courthouse window. William Baker, he was hanged not once but twice because the first rope broke. He was hanging because he killed the local cop, and the people took it upon themselves to decide his fate. Another example, it talks about the trial of William Lockett. He was a black man that assaulted and murdered a 10-year-old girl, Geneva Hartman. The people again took it upon themselves to take action to their own hands, so they drug him out of the courthouse and they lynched him by tying him to a rope by a tree. The judge was a white man who didn't care, and he gave the people permission. And when it came time for the white people to stand trial, he got them off. How does it make you feel about the court system?
I guess I'm disappointed that a courthouse would allow that, because just because we expect justice to be served. However, during the time period, I'm not surprised nor hurt by what happened, because I can expect it for that time period. I'm glad we've come a long way since then, and that doesn't happen in our courthouses, but I'm definitely not surprised for when it happened.
It doesn't make me feel any kind of particular way. Back then, that's how things were handled. That's how things were done. It is very, very unfortunate. It doesn't seem like anybody was right in the case, especially the man who assaulted the 10-year-old little girl.
I definitely think, like I said, that the court system has always been flawed. Over time, you can definitely tell that, whether it was back in the 1700s or in the 2000s right now. There's always people in higher power who are able to really deal with the situation however they want to. I think there are a lot of major issues that go on in the court system now that we don't even know about. But that shows just the power of influence and the power of social media. It's a lot of different issues.
Well, it makes me feel like that place isn't really a place of justice or equality or fairness or anything like that. I wouldn't say that's a courthouse. I couldn't see how things of that nature could be carried out in a building that's supposed to be held in high regards and held up to the law when unlawful acts are taking place in the building.
The courthouse is no longer used as a courthouse. There's 3 more courthouses that were built in its place. It now stands as a museum and a historical landmark. However, different things have been added to the courthouse's grounds over the years, such as plaques and statues. One such statue is a statue of General John H. Morgan. It sits on the east side of the courthouse. Morgan was a general of the Confederate Army. He openly owned slaves, and he also resided over the different slave auctions that were held at the courthouse itself. Do you feel like these statues and plaques are an insult to black people? Should they be torn down? Should additional landmarks be added to the courthouse? Or how do you feel like this involves us in history?
Well, to answer the first question of part 3, I don't feel like it's an insult to black people, because it's a part of our history as well, because we do need to understand how far we've come and where we've come from in life, and to go there and see that it will help our generation and younger generations and future generations to come realize how bad it used to be and how good we have it now, and we can't take things like that for granted. As far as it being torn down or anything like that, I don't think it should be torn down. It should be there because it is a piece of history, and not only is it United States history, it's Lexington's history and African American history at the same time, because things like that actually went on. And there's people in Lexington that are ignorant to the fact that they don't think those things actually took place here, and it's really true. But I don't feel like additional plaques or statues, anything like that, should be put up at this point in time. It'd be kind of too late for all that. Everything there now that is up already has all those historical significance and stuff that it has. So we shouldn't really add to it. There's no need to add anything else to it. We just need to go there now and get educated on where we come from.
I feel like they shouldn't be there. As an African American woman, I don't appreciate it. However, I understand that he did play a part in history, though it may not have been a favorable part. I guess I can understand why somebody obviously took the time to want to recognize him. And so I guess, yeah.
I definitely don't think that they should necessarily be torn down, because they are a part of history. Whether we try to go back or not, we can't rewrite history or the issues that African Americans went through, or even other ethnicities and whatever they went through. It's definitely a learning lesson for us to say, okay, well, how can we make sure that we never get back to these situations? How can we make sure that we don't allow these people to dictate our decisions as Americans, as African Americans? Why we cannot uplift these people anymore.
With it being, I mean, history is history, whether it's good, bad, ugly.